Hello and welcome to Going Deep with VP. This is a little bit different though. It's more like you can say it's more like a Going Deep with VP slash Going Deep with going doing science with Weep or something like that. But anyways, I'm going to talk a little bit more science-ish, like. If you're having a little bit troubles, I'm going to talk about like cells and stuff. But mostly, hopefully, you're going to follow what I'm talking about. But either ways, a little bit quick about the gameplay. It's Black Ops with the M16 red dot and got some nice feeds, I suppose. But I mean, Hazard is a long range map, so M16 is a long range weapon and stuff like that. So this commentary, I'm going to talk about teleporting and time traveling. I kind of thing close to my heart. Well, I don't know. I am a sci-fi nerd. Also, I watch Doctor Who, like so, and yeah, basically that is where I have started to think about these two topics. Like so teleportation is very much used in sci-fi movies and series and sci-fi stuff, because it is when you think about teleportation, you think about it as in the future, like so, yes, and yeah, so many like for example, Star Trek used teleportation quite a lot. I think I don't really know, but still. Now, citating on Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory, which is an awesome show, by the way, he says like this: here's the problem with teleportation. In order to be able to teleport, you have to break down a person and then recreate that person with the same cells. Now Sheldon talks about like if you were supposed to copy his cells and recreate, it wouldn't get as smart as the first one. But either ways, that might not be the actual quote. So, yeah, as Sheldon just said, or I quoted Sheldon, you have to like copy and one. If you take one person and copy that person's cells, and you have and then you break down those cells and copy those cells in another place. That is basically teleportation, and that could be a little bit confusing because yeah, I mean, I don't think the first person wants to die, though the second person like clone. I mean, basically this thing is cloning, you could say, though in a teleportation way. So in cloning, the person mostly of the time in the comics or movies, the person that have been cloned are having their memories as the first person had. So it wouldn't be like such a big deal, but it would still be that the person would die, like so. But yeah, I don't think very many people would like to die just to. I mean, that would be it would be complicated and bad mostly. So teleportation would not really. I mean, it would work in that weird way, but it wouldn't like be very effective and stuff. I mean, we don't know how it would work out and stuff. We would probably test it on animals and stuff, but still, if you know what I mean by that. I think that was all by teleportation. It is pretty much. It isn't very likely, unfortunately. Now, time traveling. Time traveling is basically you are on one spot with a time machine, and then you travel in time to another time. Um, I don't know how. I don't have any idea how that time traveling thingy would work. Like possibly like a wormhole or whatever. But traveling back in time would be more likely because think this scenario. I mean, one way to be could be to it is easier to travel back in time is because think of it this way, that you right today are done with your time machine, and then in like a few years you are you still have the time machine, and you are going inside the time machine and traveling back in time to the time when you were building the time machine, or it was done with the time machine, of course. I mean, that would be more likely, I suppose. But I don't still really know how it would work. Um, though time travel also include to be able to teleport. And here's the problem again. In order to time travel, you need to teleport from one time to another time, which makes it impossible again. Or, yeah, pretty much. Because teleportation is like pretty much not in the question, because it isn't really working out very good. So, sadly enough, the teleportation and time traveling is not going to work out. So that is probably going to break a few people's hearts, but basically that's how it is. I mean, this is not very basic. There are probably some people that have thought about this a bit more than I have, but I don't know how it would actually solve any problems. I mean, the thing with teleportation is that it would in order to determinate one person, I mean, no person wants to be determinated, because that wouldn't really work. Supposedly you would have to test it on animals, but still, to clone an living being thing, you need to. A cloning today takes, I don't know how long, but it takes pretty long time. So basically, you are doing hello, you're doing you're reborning, is that a word? You are giving birth to another person instead of instead of teleporting, dating. So that is not really. I mean, I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm not a scientist, of course, but I'm pretty good at thinking on stuff like that. So, yeah, sad enough, teleportation won't really work unless we discover some kind of magic in, yeah, I don't know, if some kind of magic or miracle or some weird stuff was going to happen, that would probably make teleportation possible, or more possible than it is now. But still, sadly enough, right now, as it seems, it isn't going to really happen, at least until some kind of aliens have landed on Earth and shared their technology. So that was pretty much it, basically. This has been Going Deep with Wire Potato slash scientific science with Wire Potato, and yeah, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have understand it all, which I don't really know if you did, but it was not too complicated, though I might have been overthinking and making it much more complicated than it actually is. But still, subscribe if you like, and like the video if you like that. Yeah. Have a nice day, or night, or whatever you have. Bye bye, and see you next time.